What's happened?
There's like yelling in the
Someone's
background
cheering.
somewhere. So he's trying to figure out what's happened in what game.
We know what happened. It can only be one thing.
Wolves.
It can only be one thing. Let me check. It can only be
Oh my God!
I told you! What did I tell you?
Oh, you told me!
I said
No.
it was.
The only guy that said that before the game was me.
Yes, before.
So
yes,
for everybody at
the
home,
only guy
everybody
that
at
said that
home
before
can't
the
hear the
game was
producer
me.
in our ear. So Matt told us, the producer
Play the
told
video.
us that, are we able to play the video? Not sure that we are.
The only guy that said that before the game was me.
Okay, we're talking
Yeah,
about
When
Wolves
we
and
beat
Arsenal.
them at the Emirates was 2 on goals. It's going to be difficult for us today. This is exactly what I said.
So the score in the Wolves-Arsenal game is now what?
2-2, it must be.
2-2.
But who scored? It's not come up at the moment.
Does
Don't
anybody
call
in there
things
know?
now. The only one that called it was me.
You look in despair, Mike. Are you okay? Own goal, Calafiori.
Why are you
apparently.
upset? You're Man City, aren't you?
I just want
Why do you
Arsenal to do
always
well.
hold hands like that when you're laughing? It's a bit weird.
Oh my
It was like-
God.
Ro, is Verena there? Ro, can you hear me?
Wow.
She's listening.
What did I say? Okay.
Very big problem.
So Ro is one of our team who is also an Arsenal fan.
City.
No, listen, I said to you, this game was always going to be difficult. Always.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
You know-
if that
Just
finished...
Sorry, what did you say?
Bono? We've got time to go back to that. Bono.
Poor Bodo.
How did they
I
do
know, you see
today?
that the hate that people have for Arsenal? The place when rocking, we heard this. Yeah! Why so much hate?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, yeah! I said it can only be one thing. Arsenal conceded a goal. So, yeah, the hate that we have for us, guys, is too much.
Calafiori own goal.
Anyway, go ahead. Do you want to talk us through the goals? Arsenal took the lead in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the game wasn't great, in all honesty. And the goalkeeper should do a lot better. Good ball in from Rice. I mean, the goalkeeper, it's in the 6-yard box. Come and collect it. But it was a good run from Saka, nevertheless. And then he just gets a little glance and Meg's the goalkeeper. But you expect Jose Sarr to come and collect that. Some communication or something, but it put Arsenal 1-up. And after that,
Just signed the new contract, hasn't he?
yes,
He's on the big bucks.
He is.
And then you can see here Gabriel on the ball and keep him making a run like a good 9 or a winger running the line and making sure that he's not offside. Everyone thought he was, but look at him. He knows over there, far left, you can see that he's being kept onside, just like a good winger. Controls the ball with his left, bringing it back a bit more on his left, and makes it 2-0 for Arsenal. Obviously, it was checked by VAR, and we all know what happened because it was allowed.
And then Wolves get back into it through Bueno. It's a really good goal, actually. But you see Arsenal got men behind the ball on the edge of the box. He just finds himself in probably little bit too much space. He's allowed 2 or 3 touches and to get a shot away, and that probably comes back to the fact that Arsenal are far too deep. I mean, we're not talking about the last couple of minutes here. We're talking, there's, just in the 60th minute. Well over half an hour to go, and it's a great goal, but he shouldn't have that amount of space. As I said, he makes his fair controlled touch. He has 3 touches and lots of time to score that great goal, and then 2 out, and then you've got a problem, haven't you?
I mean, own goal, Calafiori, wasn't it, Jamie? I mean, a little bit unlucky in terms of, I think the mistake is there from Raya. The try on the line, off him, back off the post, and in. But again, we raise a point, Jamie. Very deep again, no communication, and then just can't get it off the line. And we're talking about dying moments in the game. Can he be the difference? Can he get a block in? And it's just unlucky on the line.
Yeah, but I mean, both goals probably come from the fact that Arsenal are almost, they've got the 1-0 or they've got the 2-0. If they are going to win the league, it is going to be in that fashion of, defensively strong, keeping clean sheets, getting a goal. Then
Oh, you're looking at the table.
I was, yeah.
that's the way they're going to go about it. Thierry, do you think that's the case?
I keep on saying, and I will not change my tune. Well, if it's in the Champions League, when you guys were telling me that we are top of the league phase, that we are top of the league, let's see where we're going to be at the end of the season. I will not go higher or lower. Then at the end, we can talk. about what's been done or not done. I will not change my tune.
Who would you rather see win the league, Arsenal or City?
I think I would rather...
Not you.
Listen, I think I'd probably rather see Arsenal win it, because I think it's good for the league to have different winners. So that would mean the Premier League would have had 3 different winners in the last 3 years, which I think is probably good for the league. But what I don't want is a team, unless it's my own team, obviously, to run away with the league, and the league's got nothing. So I'm glad of that result tonight. Because I think it makes it exciting. It gives us things to talk about, and stories between now and the end of the season.
The North London derby.
Yeah, that makes it more of a game now, doesn't it? There's more, focus on that. So and I think that's really good for the the Premier League. That, but you two don't seem to agree.
We need to go to a break, Kate. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Who do you want to see win, Kate? Oh.
I don't particularly have a preference. I guess I'd say Arsenal, since we haven't seen them win it for a while. I'd be happy for Thierry, for Mikey, my good friends. Why not? But no strong preference.
Kylie, when I say run the break, you're supposed to run the break.
Well, after that draw, this is where Arsenal are currently in the Premier League table, still top of the table, 5 points clear of Manchester City, but of course have played that game extra, and they're still yet to face each other as well, which comes on to the next point of the remaining fixtures. We're finally at that stage of the season now where we can get all of the fixtures onto the same page. But in terms of what's to come compared to Manchester City, how do you see this?
It's all about football's all about timings. You play teams at certain times in the league. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can look down here at West Ham, the 18th in the league, but that might be their game that they're fighting for survival, or they might have won 5 on the trot and they're middle of the table and they're safe and they're on holiday. You just don't know with the timings of the games. Like, Aston Villa could already be in the top 4, cemented, might be in the Europa final, and they're done. Do you know what I mean? And that game's not as hard as what it looks on paper. So it's difficult. I always look at the next 2. Arsenal have got Chelsea and Tottenham. They are 2 very difficult games. More so, no disrespect to Newcastle and Leeds. You take Newcastle and Leeds over Spurs and Chelsea to start with.
Yeah, and I think Mace is exactly right. And I know we're going to go on to another slide in a minute, but the big thing I always go off is past experiences and how teams finish. And we know how Manchester City finish. I know we're going to show something in a minute, but we know how they finish. We know how Pep Guardiola finishes, and this obviously shows what we're talking about now. And he is an absolute monster at finishing strong, Pep Guardiola. And that's what I go off. I go off experiences, and I keep mentioning about Man City being sat at home, but they'll be sat at home now looking at this going, yeah, this is a bit of us. So, yeah, we look at this here and how they finish seasons. It's unbelievable the way they do it.
Yeah, this is just points won by both Arsenal and Manchester City of the last 4 Premier League seasons in the last 12 games. Of course, different teams. You can argue whether Manchester City have got the same team as what they've had the last couple of seasons. But when you look at that, you speak about the experience. They're going to need to get this momentum, aren't they? Because they don't want the same thing to happen where City are having such a strong end to the season and Arsenal can't keep up.
Well, I wouldn't want to be in Arsenal's shoes if it happens again. I mean, I was quite shocked with the interview of Arteta then. First time, really, I've seen him not majorly positive. Do you know what I mean? Usually he comes out, we've done this, we've done that. And he's saying, we deserve the hit, we deserve the hit. Instead of coming out and going, we're 5 points clear. As long as we don't get beat by Man City, we go same as them, we win the league. Wasn't like that. Even he was I was a bit worried with that interview. Even he's finding it now and he's thinking, wow, you can only do to the team so much. And when you're watching that, there's something missing. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something missing. And if I had to highlight something, I would highlight what Marnie did to the 3 lads. Madueke, Martinelli, Saka. He brings the ball down and he just literally turns away from them. First half or 7, 9, 10 games ago, they take the ball off him and they're up the pitch and it's a counter-attack. Something's missing. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes if they don't win the league this year, because if they ain't winning the league this year, I remember Patrick Vieira saying before the Man United game when he was on with Roy Keane, he said now or never. And I'm starting to think now. I was very bullish about Arsenal winning the league. That's half scared me tonight.
If you're playing that dressing room tonight and you're looking ahead to the next couple of games, of course, you've got Northern and Derby coming up at the weekend. How important is the reaction now?
It's important for leaders within the dressing room. I know there's a lot of leaders in that dressing room. Bukayo obviously come out and spoke. We've also got Gabriel, Saliba, obviously Odegaard's behind the scenes now as well, being injured. It's about leaders stepping forward, about leaders standing up strong, going in tomorrow, wiping the floor with it, going, right, that's gone now. The next one is the big one, which is a big one for Arsenal. It's absolutely massive. And then after that, there's another big one. So we're talking about two massive ones coming up for Arsenal, and it's important they dust themselves down, they get themselves going, they look at where they went wrong tonight, because I think a lot's gone wrong tonight for Arsenal, and really put it to bed then for Sunday, because, like I said, two real big games.
Stadium at Molineux. But Alan Smith was watching for us in the commentary box. Just put into context how disappointing of a result that can be for Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a pivotal moment, to be honest with you, Pete. A vital one, maybe a turning point. We'll wait and see. Obviously, it's in Manchester City's hands now, but having been 2 goals up against the team that's rock bottom on 9 points, just not good enough for a team that's hoping to win the title. And the way, things unravelled at the end, Trossard just trying to waste time, and then David Raya panicking, coming out when he didn't need to come out. It doesn't bode well, really, for Arsenal being able to handle the pressure, I think.
When you're looking at this game with Arsenal, it didn't feel like they were feeling very comfortable throughout the whole game. They scored 5 minutes into it with Bukayo Saka, and then you're thinking, can they take control at this point? Where do you think that was lacking in this game?
It's difficult to say. That having got off to such a great start, the perfect start, you're thinking, yeah, they're going to put the foot on the accelerator and take the game away from Wolves, but they almost stepped off it, allowed Wolves back into the game, gave them some confidence, and Arsenal did make it difficult for themselves. But, at 2-0, you're thinking that it's home and hosed, and then Hugo Bueno produces something special, and all of a sudden this place is alive again, and Arsenal get twitchy. That there were clearly a lot of nerves within the camp. The whole situation seems to be getting the better of them. It did tonight, and going forward, hopefully that won't be the case going forward, but it doesn't bode well, Pete.
That started so brilliantly. How flat is that dressing room you just walked out of?
Yeah, it's very flat. We're very disappointed with the result, and especially how we played in the second half. Far from the level that we've set this season.
So what would you say happened second half? And are you worried it's a bit of a reoccurring theme, letting teams back into matches that you seem to have locked down?
Not so much about reoccurring theme. It's time for us to reflect on the last few performances and just fix the issues immediately, so we can get back to winning games and going on a run, build momentum, because we've lost that a bit right now.
Did you think you've lost it? Is that due to the situation you're facing? You're going for massive prizes. Is the pressure part of it?
No, I don't think about all of that, man. I just think we need to just get back to our level, just do the basics right, and we've got more than enough quality in this team to win games, especially the games where we've been dropping points recently. So we just need to fix that, and that's all our focus is right now.
In honesty, does that feel self-inflicted tonight?
Yeah, it's very tough to accept it, but the second half we didn't perform at any level in any aspect of the game at the standards that are required to win a game in the Premier League, and we paid the price.
Do you understand why? I mean, I know it's only a few minutes after the game.
There was too many things that went wrong. It was one after the other, basically, and we never got any dominance or control of the game. We scored the second one goal and still there. So it's better not to judge it. We are all too emotional about it, and it's not the moment to do it. It's a moment when you don't perform and you are at this level and expectations are where they are. Is now you have to take the hit because as well we deserve it.
I remember you saying after the Manchester United game, this is a moment for being close to the players, almost for looking after them. Would you reiterate that message now? Would you feel a bit differently tonight?
No, exactly the same. And there is not. It's very easy now when you're emotion to start to say things that can damage the team, and that's the ultimate and the worst decision that you can make, because everybody wants to do their best. Nobody questions that. Today we're at the level, at the races, and at the standards that are required. And when you do that, and you want to be at this level, you have to take the hit.
You also spoke after that Manchester United game about enjoying the situation, the position that you've worked really hard to get in. Do you still have a sense that the players aren't doing that right now? You're not enjoying the position you've earned?
But the enjoyment comes from moments of suffering as well. If you believe that you come to any ground in the Premier League and you don't have to go through tough periods, that's not the reality. So enjoyment comes as well from those moments when you're not at the best. Okay, get through and find a way to do that. And today, at the end, in the last minute, we pay the price.
And when you're talking about things missing, are you talking about application, effort, those sorts of... Is it much more quality, is it?
None of that. I've never seen that in this team. There are many other aspects that you have to do. Very basic things, simple things, much better than we've done if you want to really dominate the game and bring the margins that there should be between the two teams.
Yeah, talking of margins, are you concerned in general, over the course of a few games now, that when you're getting into dominant positions, like 2-0 tonight, the Brentford game, the Man United game, you're getting into these strong positions and then you're letting teams back in? Has that been going on for a little while now?
Depends, because against Leeds it didn't happen. But whatever it says or judge on, you have to accept it, because today we need to be very critical with ourselves. In the second half, it wasn't good enough, that's clear.
What about the form in general, Mikel? It's 2 wins and 7, starting with that Liverpool game. Is that a concern, or have you seen enough good bits in and around it, some of the cup performances, to not be too concerned?
Well, in the league, that's the numbers and that's the reality, that we haven't been as consistent as we've been in the first few months. You put the cups in between, that's a different story. So, whatever the stats say now, when you don't perform at the level that is required, you have to accept them.
How big a test is it ahead now for the whole club, but for you, for the team, to get this title challenge back on track? You're top, of course.
Now you have to stand up when they have a moment of difficulty, and we feel really frustrated with ourselves. You have the perfect game against the Spurs away to go and show how much we want it and how good we are. That's it. That's what we have to do. Talk on the pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.